All right. Very good morning, everyone, and a warm welcome to the session of today. My name is Evans Rabare, a senior trainer with Africa 108, who is a Google partner on digital skills on Google Digital Skills for Africa. So let me take this opportunity to welcome everyone who has just joined us. I can see we have Beriket Abiche, and also we have Asmam also joining us. So kindly just let us know where you are joining us from and what is your expectation for today's training. So as I've just mentioned, so this is a Google Digital Skills training that is being offered in partnership with Africa 118, and I am your lead trainer. And with me on the chat box is my colleague now Ledesa, who will be interacting with you on the chat box. So in today's training, just to let you know that just channel your thoughts and questions on the chat box. So now Ledesa will be answering your questions, as well as I will be just stopping to address the questions that you guys have. Also, Bereket, just invite your friends so that they can become part of this training. And also, as I did mention on the email, so there will be a link that we will be sending to you guys so that you can leave your details, and thereafter we'll be sending you a certificate of attendance. So, all right. So as I've just mentioned, we have the topic that we're going to look at today is creating a digital marketing plan. So create a digital marketing plan. And as usual, in today's training, we have three broad agendas that we're going to look at. So the training is going to be a 1 hour training. And in this training, we're going to have three agendas that we're going to look at. The first one is going to be an introduction to digital marketing. So here we are going to look at what is digital marketing. How has it impacted our life, and what is making it becoming more and more, popular? We're also going to look at how to build your digital marketing plan. So I will take you through how to build your digital marketing plan. So digital marketing is not like a one-step activity. It involves a lot of plans for you to have an effective digital marketing plan. Right from you need to know who are your target audience, where are they really active on, all the way to how do you know some of the tools that you can use to assess how your digital marketing plan is doing. And then finally, so our stop will be at how to harness the power of digital advertising, right? So we have three broad agendas, and these three broad agendas, we have some subtopics around them. So, and this brings me to our very first question, which is, how do you currently engage with your customers? So, assuming you have a business, you have a shop in Addis or somewhere in Bole, and you have your customers. How do you engage with them? Do you have a Telegram page where you usually post your products so that they can see, or do you have a Facebook page where they're able to engage you, or do you call them directly? So that is what I want to know. So is it through word of mouth, or do you have a social media page where you just use to engage with them? Just let me know. I'd really love to hear from the guys who've joined the training, and I want us to make the training as interactive as possible, because the aim of the training is to empower you to be an entrepreneur. If you are not one, you should have a mindset of, how do I start a business? And once I've established a business, how do I engage with my customers so that I can generate revenue? All right. So as you're answering that question, let us look at our very first agenda, which is an introduction to digital marketing. And what is digital marketing? What is digital marketing? So remember, when you're talking about digital marketing, so try to compare it with from some forms of marketing, such as Shega Radio FM or Amara TV or EBS or something. Also try to compare it with the newspaper. So and also try to compare it with the ads that you've usually seen when you uh, on the ads that when you go online, and usually when you type something on the browser and it just pops up, or when you go to YouTube and before you watch your favorite video, or favorite music, it pops up for a few seconds and they're forcing you to actually listen to what they're saying. So what is digital marketing? All right. So as you think about what is digital marketing, this is what I have for you. So when you're talking about digital marketing, we are talking about any forms of promotions of products or brands using electronic devices or internet. So any form of advertising that has been done over the web or through internet, that is digital marketing. So even if you are listening to Shega over the web, now that becomes digital marketing. Even if you're listening to EBS, you are streaming EBS live, that is a digital marketing. So any form of promotions of products or brands using electronic devices or the internet. And this normally they include text messaging. They can also be instant messaging. They could be also video or apps or podcasts. They could also be webinars. They could also be electronic billboards. They could be digital television and even radio. So digital marketing allows an organization to analyze campaigns. So what digital does better than traditional marketing is the fact that you're able to measure your input. So it allows organization to analyze campaigns, content, and strategy to understand what is working and what isn't working, right? So digital marketing concentrate on using a wide range of online tools and technologies available, but the focus should always be on understanding your human behavior. So when you're doing digital marketing, you need to ensure that you know the habits of your clients. You need to know what do they like. What is are they youth or they're old people or the young people? So that is basically the age group and where they're living. So marketers face new challenges in the digital marketplace, but they also have the opportunity to create personalized, relevant communications and content to develop deep relationship with customers based on ongoing interaction. So personalized content helps in attracting attention. For instance, if you're targeting youth, right now you know that youth are into videos, are into graphics. So you can create an animation that will invoke some form of emotions, and that is how you end up targeting the right audience. Now let us look at the statistics that we have here, and this basically tells us that right now we have so many people owning mobile phones, and by the virtue that you own a mobile phone, it means you have a SIM connection. So we have around 747 million SIM connections in the sub-Saharan Africa. So in the sub-Saharan Africa, Ethiopia is also included. So with a population of 110, you can find that around 50 million, maybe 15 million Ethiopians have SIM connections. And remember, we also have a situation whereby one person can have multiple SIM connections. So you have two phones, or you have a phone and it's a dual SIM. You're able to have two SIMs. And in South Africa, we have 91% of South African owning mobile phones, and you also have 80% in Kenya and Nigeria. So in Ethiopia, so for guys who are joining us, kindly give me an estimate. What do you think? Just a rough estimate. How many do have mobile phones or SIM connections? Because I can see that even those who are in grade 12, grade 11, and grade 10, some of them do own phones. So it means that more and more people are buying phones and are using it for various reasons. Also, We have 65% of active mobile phone users in Nigeria have in one way shopped online. So they never walked to the store. What they did, they ordered online and they have the product delivered. So when you're talking about living in a mobile world, so mobile in particular is changing how we act and behave as humans. So remember, we used to have days where you could go out even when it is raining, you could go out and kick some plastic balls, around. But now, instead of going outside to kick that plastic ball, you go to the phone and start playing, Fruit Ninja, start playing several games. So it has really changed the way we are acting and behaving as humans. Also, we have never been more connected to information, knowledge, and people than before. So we also have answer to pretty much any questions at our fingerprint. So our fingerprint to mean that if you're doubting some information, all you need to do is Google, and you'll find relevant information to the topic that you're searching for. Also, we have the power to do our own products research or online. And you've also seen situations where people are able to study a whole undergraduate course online. You can also study your entire master's online. So that is how internet and mobile has enabled, education to be pretty much very, very simple. All right. So as a result of, going online, having a SIM card. So because through the SIM card and you happen to have a smartphone and you'll be online. So you as a business person or you as an individual, what are some of the opportunities that might arise from connecting with customers online? So what are some of the opportunities that might arise from connecting with customers online? So I'd love to hear your thoughts around that. So what are some of the opportunities that you have had as an individual? Have you been able to secure a job? Have you been able to get some information? Have you been able to do some research? Just let me know what are some of the opportunities uh, that you've um, that you've had as a result of going online. So I also have a few benefits that we have as a result of being of going online. So we have so as a business person, internet enables you to increase your coverage, your reach, in the sense that you're able to reach your customers. You can have a global access of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can also you can reach niche audiences, and this one allows customers to find your products and services easily. Also, as a result of being online, you can learn about customers, and there are very many parameters or there are very many qualities that you can learn from your customers. You can conduct consumer market research and keep up with customer demands and trends in your market. So, as a business owner as an aspiring entrepreneur, you can do much more. If you have a business idea, you can also do some research about, that business idea. What business idea do you think will succeed in Addis or can succeed in Mexico, for instance? And you can also just do a research, learn about, people who live around there. What do they like? And as a result of that, you'll be able to make an informed decision of which product to have in your stock. You can also communicate and support. So what internet does, it improves your customer service with greater flexibility. And this one you've seen it on Google My Business and even on Facebook post, where you are able to post a product or you're able to ask a question and you get an honest feedback from the client. So that is how you can, it's different from when you used to send a post to a customer, and it will take several days before you get the feedback. Now the feedback is instant. You can also communicate with your customers and get their feedback on your business. So if there is some aspect of your business that you've been doubting and you want feedback from customers, you can communicate to your customer directly and they can give you a review depending on how they feel about your business or how they feel about your product or services and which areas do they want you to improve on. All right, so let us look at key channels to consider for digital marketing. So remember, originally when I was starting, I said that digital marketing is not a one-time activity. Rather, it has a number of, a number of processes that are involved. And of course, we also have a number of platforms. So these are called placements. So when I talk about channels to consider for digital marketing, we have SEO, which is commonly referred to as search engine optimization. We also have a key channel which is called search engine marketing as a channel. We also call search engine. We also call one called social media marketing. So this is abbreviated as SMM. We also have digital marketing. No, not digital marketing, but display. So we have search marketing, and we also have display marketing. So we also have email marketing and content marketing. So we are going to look at these ones in detail, each by each, and therefore, after looking at them now, you'll decide on which one do you want to go to, do you want to use. Remember, each platform requires different strategy. So that is why now we look at each one of them in details. So remember, we talked about SEO. So when you're talking about SEO, we are basically talking about optimizing your website so it shows up more often in search engine. So what I'll do at this point is maybe to ask you guys for any business. You can type any business that you want us to search on the search engine, and if the results comes up first, we'll be able to point out that this is its levels of SEO. What are some of the things that needs to be improved? And if it doesn't appear at all, it means now it has not been optimized. So optimization involves a number of activities. It could be right from is your website responsive to different devices? How fast is your website? And it all goes all through to the links. Is your website mentioned somewhere else in a different website? So that is now linkage. So it has a number of things involved under search engine optimization. And when you're talking about SEM, which is another key, a key channel, we are talking about paying for advertising to appear in search engines. So the difference between SEO and SEM, SEO takes a lot of effort, but for SEM, you leave your money to do the work for you. So once you've paid for it, it will automatically be given a priority to appear at the top. So we are going to look at how ads usually appear at the top. When you talk about social media marketing, SMM, we're talking about using social network to gain traffic attention and reach new people. So one of the popular social media platforms here is Telegram. So here we're talking about Telegram. So when you hear people forming groups and posting products, that is under social media marketing. When you talk about display marketing is an online advertising in many different formats on many websites across the internet. So sometimes you are reading a blog and there is a good artwork that is saying something, that is displaying images and saying something. That is a display marketing. When you're on your website or when you're doing something about Manchester, because right now what is trending right now in the world of football is the fact that there is some points between number one and number two. If number one loses, number one automatically becomes the champion. So that is something that is really trending. So if you're browsing something about Liverpool or Manchester and you see a nice display ad coming, that is a display ad. So it basically wants your attention so that you can read and take an action on it. So if it pops up and you click onto it, and it takes you to a feedback form, or it takes you to another website, That is now the power of display marketing. When you talk about email marketing, so this is collecting and using email addresses to communicate with users. So if you are, if you are in the hospitality business, you own a hotel. What you do is when customers are booking, you're collecting the emails, and you use these emails to communicate to them later on. If you have, a Easter holiday, promotion events, or if you have, a patriotic day event, or if you have, an annual, victory something event. So those are how you can effectively use email marketing to communicate with your clients. And remember, email marketing involves a number of uh, techniques. You have to ensure that the subject is the subject that is catchy. So when I go to my inbox and I see something and I see a subject, it will compel me to open it so that I can read what is happening. But if you don't put a catchy subject, I might end up ignoring it. So and therefore your open rate. So there's something called email open rate. So if you send 500 emails and only 20 people opened it, it means there was something wrong with the email. Whether sometimes it was so long or it was not instructing the clients to do something about that email. All right. So at this point, let me pause and see if we have any question. And also at this point, it gives an opportunity of asking me a question so that I can address that. So let me give a shout out to the guys who have joined. So right from Barakat was the first guy to join. Thank you so much for joining. So it was followed closely by Asfo, who is a digital network marketing pro. Thank you so much for joining. I can also see we have Sumaya also joining, saying good morning. And I can also see Sumaya also saying good morning. We also have Miriam saying joining from Addis Ababa. Thank you so much for joining. And also, you're just saying that you've used internet to access information. That is really very true. All right. So as you think about the questions around, the first agenda that I've just discussed, also think about how can you use internet to better yourself. So let's proceed to the second, to the second session, which is how to build your digital marketing plan. So remember now, we the first one was just an introduction. So introduction is something to do with what is this, what is digital marketing, what are the forms of digital marketing. But now we are getting into the execution phase. Now, just how you can build your digital marketing plan. And we have 6 steps to building a digital marketing plan. So yours could be having 5 or 6 or 7, but conventionally, there should be 6 steps, right from what is your business goals and objective. Thereafter, do you have what is your budget and resources allocation? If you don't have, there is also how you can do a digital marketing plan with a small budget or zero budget. Also, there is this aspect of audience. So this one is knowing your audience and also deciding on what channel. So I've mentioned a number of channels. All these channels are different and they also require different techniques. So we also need to go through these channels one by one, and with that you'll be able to decide on the one that fits you. Then you plan your activity, and then the last one is measuring how your digital marketing effort is performing. And to help us do that, we're going to use SMART. So when you talk about SMART, we're talking about specific, measurable, attainable, relevant. So this is an abbreviation of a number of qualities, right from specific all the way to timely. All right. So let us look at business goals and objectives. When you talk about business goals and objective, what is the difference? Is business goal the same as business objective? To help us understand the difference between the two, we're going to use a case study or an example here, and we have a client here by the name called Mondley. So Mondley is a hairdresser, and his business goals are to get more customers through the door. And these customers, they should be new customers and the ones that already visited his shop, and also make sure that more people in the area know about his business. So this is awareness creation. So successful businesses are based on both goals and objectives. We need to clarify the purpose of your business and identify the necessary actions. Also, goals are general statement. So they're normally general. So you can, as one of your goal, you can say to increase sales. That's a general statement in the sense that it has not indicated the amount and what period of time do you want to achieve that goal. So while objectives are specific steps or actions you can take to reach your goal. So, so I've just given an example of Mondley, who is very, he knows what he wants to do. He knows the kind of audience that he wants to attract. So now let us look at examples of online objectives. So when you're talking about online objectives, one of an example of an online objective could be you want to increase traffic to your website. So traffic to our website in the sense that if you had a few people joining, you have a link to your social media pages where somebody can click and it directs you to the website where somebody will land onto your website to read more about your product. You can also have increased online sales as an objective. You can also have increased social media page likes or followers. So for those who are heavy on Facebook, Twitter, you can also have an objective such as you want to increase your social media page likes and followers. And you can also have an objective such as increase online reach and awareness. So the reason why you normally see pages that have a lot of people following them, people would contact them to advertise on their business. So once your page is popular, it means that it has a lot of followers, it has a lot of likes. So when somebody posts something, so many people are able to view it. Some many people are able to require just to request about that particular product. So now let us look at how online objectives should align with the business goals. And let's compare these two. So when you're talking about online objectives, we have increased online reach and awareness. But for business goal is just to make more people aware about your business. Increase website sales. Business goals is sell more products. Increase social media page likes, follows from your customers. As a business goal is just get found by more people. Online objective could be increase traffic to your website. A business goal could be get more returning customers. So one thing that I've learned about business is the fact that getting a client is usually very hard. But the hardest part is also retaining that client. So once you've been lucky to get a client, you need to do everything within your power to ensure that you retain that client, and that client becomes your loyal customers, who will be coming to buy to buy more of your product. All right. So let us look at the second set of activity, which was budget and resource. And remember, I mentioned right now we have various corporates. When you talk of a senior bank or commercial bank or these big corporates, they usually set aside a lot of money on the digital marketing side. Why? Because before, a lot of budget used to be allocated for offline sales. Like we need to set up a big billboard for this. We need to print a lot of flyers and papers. We need to advertise on the radio. Now that is changing. Right now, a lot of resource allocation is located on how do we make our website vibrant. A lot of resources is located on the fact that how do we make our our Facebook or Telegram page active. How do we invest on Google Ads? Or how do we boost our pages? So that is where now a lot of a lot of resources are being allocated to. But also we have a situation whereby you can be a business owner, but you don't have a lot of resources, but you still need an online presence. So what do you do? So let's go back to Mondly, for instance. So Mondly is saying, I don't have a website yet as it is too much of an investment right now. So how would you advise Mondly? Because now you really love an online presence, but he doesn't have a lot of money to invest on the website. So I'd really love to hear how you can advise Mondly right now. All right, so let us look at the audience. And in looking at the audience, we are still, so let's look at an example of the audience that Mondly is targeting. So he's saying, I'm targeting females in my local area. My most valuable customers are females above 30 years old. Then they normally have children and work part-time. Most of them use Facebook. So Mondly has taken time to study his audience. He knows the age bracket. He knows whether they're working full-time or part-time, and he knows where they're coming from. So that is a typical example of knowing your audience in terms of habits, audience, so many aspects about your audience. All right. So let me introduce you to. Remember, we talked about marketing channels as the fourth key step, and here are the examples of marketing channels. What is going to guide you in choosing the right channels are these online objectives. So if you're looking at increasing your online reach and awareness, you should go for display, or you should consider social media, or consider content marketing. But if your goal is to increase website sales, consider search engine marketing, search engine optimization, and also email marketing. So those three are very, very effective if your objective is to increase website sales. But if your objective is to increase traffic to your website, consider SEM, consider SEO, and also consider email marketing. But if yours is to have loyal customers, returning customers, social media is very effective, email marketing as well, and also content marketing. So that is why I mentioned originally there that these channels require a different approach, and our objectives should be able to guide us in choosing, the platform that will work best for us. The motto has been, you try one, test it, learn from it, and then you move to the rest. So once you've tried them, you'll definitely settle on the one that you feel is meeting your objective. So now let us look at how do you plan your activity, planning your activity. So my online objective are to reach more people in my local area and get more returning customers. I don't have a website yet as it is too much of an investment right now. So how could I use digital to help me? So Monthly can take this approach because it doesn't have a lot of resources. What it can do is it can list your business on Google, My Business, and create a free website. So remember, you wanted a website, and Google My Business comes with a free website. He can also set up a Facebook page, collect reviews, and post pictures of customer hairstyles. And also, he can use Facebook advertising to target people in the local area, and it can also attract new customers. So this is just a typical way of going online. So having an online presence or going online, you don't need much of a resources. You can have your business listed on Google My Business, and you have a website, and you can also set up a Facebook page. All you need to set up a Facebook page is your email address or your phone number and your details, and you're good to go. All right, so at this point now, we're going to look at how do you measure your marketing effort. So smart objective helps to set goals that we are more likely to succeed in and achieve. So instead of plucking ideas out of thin air, the SMART acronym gives us the most structure. So when you talk about specific, when you talk about S, S stands for specific. And specific is what exactly do you want to achieve? Who, what, when, where, and how. So give your goal as much details and thought as possible. So when you're talking about M, which stands for measurable, how will you know your goals has been achieved? What metric shows success? So if you've done a post, if you've done a post on Facebook, there is the part for the insight. Under insights, it will clearly tell you that your page had this number of likes and views, this impression. And it can also tell you that during this time is when now your post would viewed more. So that is how now you're measuring how it is doing. When you talk about A, which is achievable, which stands for achievable, do you have the skills, time, and resources to turn this goal into a reality? So let it not be a dream. Ensure that it's something that you can actually do. When I talk about R, which stands for realistic, is the goals likely to be achieved, or is it merely a dream? So you have to set a realistic dream, something that you can achieve with available manpower and the resources that you have. When you talk about T, which stands for timely or time bound, when do you want to complete the goal? What is the time frame or the end date? So giving goals a date will ensure you're motivated and continuously moving forward. So now that we've looked at now, the SMART objectives, what those acronyms stand for. Now let's look. Now let's set an example of a SMART objective. So let us look at. So under SMART objective, we have a broad objective and a SMART objective. So as you can see from your screen, we have two examples of broad objective. One of them is to increase online sales, which is a broad objective, and also we have to increase brand awareness, which is also another, a broad objective. Smart objective is to increase online sales by 20% within 3 months. That is clearly specific and smart in the sense that it has indicated the percentage and the period. Also, to increase our brand awareness on Facebook by growing our audience with the new people by 40%. That is equally another smart objective. So now we talked about putting all this together. So look at now. Let's look at the digital marketing plan for Monday. So I will run you through Monthly business goal was to reach more people in his local area, get more customers through his door. That was his business goal. Remember the audience? He talked about females between 39 and 45 in his local area and past customers. That was his audience. Remember the channels? Local SEO and Facebook. Some of the activities that Mondi wanted to do was build a website and boost visibility on Google. Use Facebook advertising to target people in his local area. And some of the online objective was increase online reach, increase returning customers. And finally, some of the smart objectives that Mondly had was increase Facebook page likes from by new people by 50% within the next month. So if you look at the entire plan, it has captured the business goals, the audience, the channel, the activities that is supposed to be doing, the objective both online and smart objective. So that is the entire process. If you do that entire process nicely, you are bound to get results. All right. So also at this juncture, I've just concluded our second agenda, where we've gone through the digital marketing plan or activities around it. So let me pause and see if we have questions on what we've discussed so far. So do we have questions on what we've discussed so far? And I'm happy that Naol is also engaging with you guys. So I can see Bereket saying, so digital marketing planning mostly depend on technology. So as we know that most African people does not have the access to technology. So this training is essential for developing countries. Yes, it is very, very essential for developing countries. So remember, we've talked about high-end digital marketing and the basic digital marketing. So the one that you've talked about, like getting your business listed on Google My Business, it doesn't require a lot of technology around it. Just having a Facebook page, you set up a Facebook page and there you go. It doesn't require a lot of technology. So this training is intended to create an awareness. And once that awareness has been created, you take the step of, having just create a platform. So if if you cannot run a Google Ads, for instance, you can start as low as just having a Facebook page. You're having a Twitter account and you post on Twitter account. You also have a free website. So the best thing with this free website from GMB or Google My Business, it also comes with insights where you're able to know much more about how many people requested for direction, how many people requested for calls, something like that. So I'm really happy that we are moving on well, and so far questions are coming in. So now let us look at the final phase of the training, which is harnessing the power of digital. So how do we harness the power of digital? So normally when you go to Google, which is the biggest search engine, when you go to Google, which is the biggest search engine, and you type for a product, maybe leather shoe or coffee, coffee shop in Addis Ababa or in Bada or something like that, you usually see three, three columns. I don't know. These are rows, right? No, three columns. No, these are three rows. So the first one you see, the first page is where now you type using those keywords. So a coffee shop in Addis. So that is the one in yellow. That is where you type. Also below it, we have the one in blue. When you type and you click enter, so there's a result that comes. So the results that come, we have one in blue and one in yellow. So the one in blue is one that has been promoted. So that is a paid ad. If you look at it, you can see AD besides it. And that is the one that is usually given priority in terms of ranking. So it appears at the top because somebody has invested on it. And then the one that appear below is the one that is called SEO, the one that is appearing there because it's giving us the most relevant information. The pictures are very fast. The website is okay. So it's appearing there. It's appearing there by the virtue that the site has been optimized. Optimized. All right. So let us look at those. Those subcategories. So we have search query. So when you talk about search query, so this is the appearance of the results. So when you're talking about the search query, so that is where now you type. So usually if you have a keyword, you just type there using the keyword. So that is the search results for the search query page. And also when you're talking about, when you're looking at the blue one, so the blue one is paid text and shopping ads. So here, the ads are, the ads are paid listing that can appear. It can appear above the organic one because the organic one is the one in green. So when I talk about the green one, that is organic search listing. So organic search listings are the ones that appear by the virtue that the owner is really doing a lot of work in ensuring that the website is friendly. It loads very fast, finds the most relevant information on it. So now let us look at the process of search engine. So we're going to look at the process of search engine marketing, so or SEM. So the first process is you need to understand your customers. So this is what makes everything. So remember, in businesses, usually clients or customers are usually right. So they're given priority. So in the process of search engine marketing, you have to ensure that you give your customers priority. You also have to understand them. And then the second step is you need to find keywords. So we need to brainstorm good keywords to bid on that might be relevant to our target audience. Also, we need to create an ad copy. So in order to create good ads, we need to understand our target customer wants. And after that, now we'll put all these three process together. So now let us look at the difference between search engine marketing and search engine optimization. So remember, when you talk about SEM, that is paid one. SEO, these are free one. So you pay for such listing on SEM, but for SEO, the listings are free. For search engine marketing, you bid on keywords. You bid on keywords. So you bid on keywords. So bidding is where so many people are, so many people give proposals on, okay, I'll bid on this amount, I'll bid on this. And then now there will be one who will be winning the bid to use that keyword. But for SEO, you optimize on keywords. When you're talking about SEM, you can get onto the first page straight away. You don't need a lot of activities for you to get on the first page. But with SEO, it takes time to rank on the Google first page. So from here now, you can decide whether you can go through the search engine marketing way or SEO marketing way. And remember, the SEO takes time, but for SEM, it doesn't take time. You appear immediately on the first page. So how do you get started with search engine optimization? First, you need to sign up for Search Console. You need to submit your content to Google. You need to monitor how you're doing search, and also what Search Console help you with. It will help you to send alerts on critical issues that are facing your website. Also, you can help Google. So what it does also, it helps Google find your content. Or you can submit a sitemap. So normally sitemaps are usually at the foot of the pages. So under the sitemap, you'll find all the pages, the links to the pages have been grouped together. And you can also promote your site on and offline, and you can also share content. Also, you can also help Google to understand your content. For Google to understand your content, you need to create unique, accurate, and paid titles. Create good titles and snippets. Use header tags to emphasize important text. So here what you can do is, so normally if you are developing a website or something and you have an image and that image has been saved as 1230, 1 to up to 10, you need to rename it. And if it is your image, for instance, you can put your name. So for if it is my image, I will say, okay, let it be Evans Rabare instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Or if it is a home page, you can rename it, remove the XYZ and rename it homepage. So with that, it's going to help Google and even the crawlers to identify the pages very, very fast. All right. So now let's look at search engine optimization tips for success. So remember, we are almost finishing on this topic. We are just a few pages left. So you just ask as many questions as you want, and also Naol will ensure that he has shared the link to the certificate form for you guys, and also there are various links that he's going to share. So the links are for you to learn more about the topic that we've just discussed, and also for you to follow us on our various social media channels. So having said that, let us look at search engine optimization tips for success. So we need to run a keyword research. Also, we need to publish useful, high quality content. So you need to understand your customers and optimize your content to suit their needs. We also need to make web pages search friendly. So on-page optimization or changes you can make on your website in individual pages can quickly help search engine better to understand your content. All right. So remember the display ads. So what are display ads? What are display ads? So as you think about what are display ads, when you talk about display ads, you're talking about ads that are typically visual content that are displayed on a variety of publisher sites. So they are like a poster or a flyer, but they are digital. So the normal poster or a flyer has been transformed, and now it's no longer poster, but it's called a display ad. So display ads come in all shapes and sizes, and they're available in different formats. So we have text ads, image ads, video ads, and we have ads across mobile websites. So visual ads can be more effective in getting people to click, as they're often more eye-catching and they usually stand out. So imagine where somebody has written a long text to you and somebody has just come up with a nice banner that has nice graphics. So you will be attracted to that banner and you will click on it and read what it has, as opposed to the long text. So that is why display ads are usually eye-catching. All right. So how is display advertising different from search advertising? So display advertising versus search advertising. So let us look at the difference here. So for search advertising, it focuses around matching ads to user search queries on search engine like google.com. So what it does is just to match what you're looking for with the search results. But for display advertising, it focuses around serving ads across different websites. And when you talk about website, you're talking about the news, you're talking about the blogs, and even the local websites. When you talk about search advertising, it is most relevant when the primary objective is to generate sales. So if you want to generate sales, that is search advertising. But if you want to create brand awareness or traffic, use display advertising is primarily used. All right. So just the same way we looked at the process of SEO. Now let's look at the process of display advertising. And the process is pretty standard. You have to understand your customers. You need to find placement ideas. You need to create ad creative and put all that together, right? So now let us look at what is meant by social media marketing and why is it becoming so popular. So what is social advertising or social media advertising? So just from what you're seeing there, you're able to see that we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, YouTube, we have I think widget is also there, and LinkedIn. So remember, also Telegram is also within this family. So don't feel offended that Telegram has been left out. It's also in this family. So when I talk about paid advertising on social media, so of course we have free, we have paid advertising on social media and free advertising on social media. So paid advertising on social media networks like Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, what I've just said, are also known as paid social media marketing. So now let us look at the process of, let us look at why we should use social media advertising. So social media advertising allows you to target and retarget ideal customers. So you can target and you can also retarget those who have left. So with sophisticated targeting capabilities, social media platforms like the ones I've mentioned help you target your ideal buyers, which allows you to drive more relevant traffic to your website. So this is the best way to get most out of your marketing spend. So you need people on your social media. You also need to increase your brand recognition, divert traffic to your website, reach specific target audience on different social media sites. You also need to target and retarget ideal customers. You also need cheap and effective or cheap or cost effective ways, and also it can also help you to generate leads. So now, what are the main differences between organic and paid social media? What are the main differences between organic and paid social media? And here are the differences. So organic social media views, actions, or clicks from posts are absolutely free. But paid social media, you pay for views, actions, or clicks from posts or ads. For organic social media, content appears on your business profile and in people's newsfeed. So when you go to your Facebook and usually see content on your newsfeed, those are absolutely free. But for paid social media, your ads can appear in more places. Also, for organic social media, you only reach your followers and friends of your followers. So, for instance, if my friend is Naol, I will be able to reach Naol, and also I'll be able to reach, maybe Bereket. So, if Bereket is following Naol, so I'm only able to reach Naol, who is my friend, and friends of Naol. But for paid social media, you can reach anyone, even those who don't follow you. So that is the best part. You've invested in it, now you can reach, and this one gives you the ability or the opportunity to reach more people. And now let us look at the process of social media marketing, which is similar to the ones that I've talked about. So you need to choose objective, choose audience. You need to create an ad, and also you need to set your budget. So if you're doing promotions or Google ads, you have to set your budget. And the best part with setting your budget, you can set the limit to your budget. So if you want to spend maybe $2 a day, you cap the limit to $2. But if you don't cap the limit, you might overspend. And the best part with this is the fact that if you're doing social media or Google ads and you're not seeing results, so there's a way you can get just the entire marketing plan, and you will start seeing results. So let me pause for questions. Do we have questions in the room? Do you have questions in the room? So as we wait for the questions, so I'd really love to hear from Bereket. If you have questions, do you have questions so that we can? I will just pause for a few minutes as I wait for for questions from the guys joining the chat. So the questions around what we've discussed, right from introduction to digital marketing, all the way to digital marketing, activities, through to the various strategies that we've just discussed. So do we have any question? So if we don't have questions, So if we don't have questions, what is our next step? What is our next step? What is your next step? So after taking this training, what is your next step? So I'd love to hear what is your next step. Are you going to join, sign up for Grow with Google page just to read more? Are you going to implement what we've just discussed? I'd really love to hear from you as we wait for Naol to post the links. Also, I'd really encourage you to share, share what you've learned today in the various social media channels using the hashtags that we have. So just say something that today I attended a training that was being organized by Africa001 on how to create your digital marketing plan. And I learned about digital marketing. I learned about paid social media marketing. So just use this hashtag to say something about the training that we did today. And also just to inform you that we have another session at 2 today. Kindly invite your friends because we did send an email, but it seems that most never got the invitation. So kindly invite your friend. We have another session at 2. Invite your friends so that they become part of this training. So at this particular point, mine is to just to show my gratitude to the guys who've joined the training all the way since I started to the end, and just to give my heart, my sincere gratitude to the guys who joined. Bereket. Also, Maya was also one of them. So mine is to just say thank you so much for being part of this training. It has been a good 1 hour, and that it has been a very, very interactive sessions with you all. So uh, let's meet at 2 for our second session of today, and also through Melchias. So your dean, you'll be able to receive the schedules and the timetable for the entire May. So we are still waiting. We are going to start on 21st officially because I had been told that some people were doing exams. So after 21st now we'll have a full running sessions with the entire team. So mine is to say thank you so much for joining. I was your trainer Evans Rabare, and on Nawal was helping me to moderate. And Bereket is asking for certificate. Definitely there is a certificate. And also now, so we've noted, so there is a form. If it has not been shared, we're just going to note your name down, and we'll definitely share with you your certificate. So thank you so much. Thank you so much once again, and see you at 2.